Hello everyone. Today the topic is shell programming. So first thing is, what is shell? An operating system is made of many components, but its two prime components are kernel and shell. Now if we are learning shell programming, then we have to understand the concept of kernel and shell in Linux operating system. Generally in operating system many components are there, but in Linux two important components, one is kernel and other is shell. In short, if we talk about kernel, then I can say kernel is interface, that means a communication medium that lets you allow to communicate with your hardware and software. That means if you want to communicate with hardware, then kernel will allow you. Generally we know the definition of operating system, that it is an interface between your hardware and your programs. So kernel is playing the same role, but what the shell is doing? So in shell programming, whatever command you are typing on the prompt, shell will understand that command, interpret that command, process it and produces the output of command. Like as I have told you, kernel is that nucleus of a computer, and it makes communication between hardware and software possible. Now what is shell? Shell is, in a Linux operating system, takes input from you in form of commands. For example, if we consider we have to calculate sum of two numbers, so what we will do, first we will enter two number on the screen, then there will be sum, and then there will be an output. So all these tasks are performed by the shell in Linux operating system. Shell will demand input from the user, shell will process it, and then it will produces an output. So next is types of shell. There are two main shells in the Linux. First is Bourne shell, second is C shell. So if we are working on Bourne shell, then prompt that will appear on the screen is $, and if we are working on C shell, then the prompt will appear is a %sign. There are some other shells are also in Linux operating system. For example, in Bourne shell, some shells are their derivatives like POSIX shell, corn shell, and born again shell, which is in short form it is called as a bash. If we expand the bash word, then bash may B stand for born, A stand for again, SH stand for shell, that means born again shell. And C shell prompt is %. Top C shell comes in the category of C shell. Now what is shell scripting? I will tell you how to write the shell script and what are the steps that we have to perform in shell scripting. First step is create a file. So you have to use VI editor. You have to use VI editor on the prompt. On the prompt, if we are working on Bourne shell, then there will be $prompt. So on the $prompt write VI. After VI you write the name of the file. For example, if you have mentioned the name of the file as extension, then you have to write extension.sh. .sh is the extension of the file in the shell programming. As you write in C programming, filename.c, okay, in C++ filename.cpp. So in shell programming we will write filename.sh. So first step is on the prompt write vi space then filename. Now start your script with this shebang command. Shebang command syntax is # /bin/sh. After that you can write your code. Code means whatever task you are have been assigned to do. For example, sum of two number or any other program, you have to write that code for that your program. After writing the code, you have to save your script file now. Name of the file is extension.sh. So save the file as extension.sh. Now for executing the script, after the saving, you have to execute the script. For executing the script, there is a command bash. Now on the prompt write bash and then extension.sh, that means filename.sh, and your file will be executed. Now steps to create shell script I have explained. This is one example. In this example, on the prompt vi, then script sample.sh. File name is script sample, and then we have write the code after the shebang. Hash exclamation is an operator called shebang which directs the script to interpretation location. So we will write the code here. In this code simply ls command has been written, nothing else. So we know what the ls command do. Ls command list all the files and directories in the Linux operating system. That means there are number of files and directories, all will be listed on the screen. Simple one line code is there. Now vi editor command, then coding has been performed. Now execute the script file. Executing the file, on the prompt write bash and then your filename.sh. Here file name is script sample.sh, and then all the files and directories will be displayed. Only one line code is there. ls command has been performed in your shell script. We can do anything in our shell script. Now how to add shell commands? For adding the shell command, simply use hash and then add your comment. Now variables in the shell, there are two types of variable in the shell. One is system variable, other is user defined variable. System variables are defined in capital letters in shell programming, and user defined variables are those variables which are created by user. That means variable which are required by our programming or coding. This type of variable are defined in lowercase letter. So next comes the rules for defining the variable name. Variable name means user defined variables. First rule is variable name must begin with alphanumeric character or underscore character, okay, followed by one or more alphanumeric character. As the rule already we know in how to define variable name in other languages, there are some little bit changes in each and every programming language. Second is do not put spaces on either side of equal sign when assigning value to variable. It means when we are assigning value to any variable, for example if we want x is equal to 10, then don't put spaces on either side of equal sign. Variables are case sensitive in shell programming. You can define null variables. Do not use question mark, star, etc. to name your variable name. That means special characters are not allowed in your variable name, but underscore character you can include in your variable name. Now how to print the user defined variable? For example, if I am writing on the prompt variable name is equal to value, that means n is equal to 10, then how to print on the screen value of the variable? Then use the echo statement. Echo statement is used to print or access the value of user defined variable. Variable which are defined by user can be printed on the screen. Their value can be displayed on the screen by using the echo statement. Simply write echo after the prompt and then use the variable name, but before the variable name use the dollar sign. If you want to fetch the value of any variable, then you have to put the dollar sign before that variable. You can't simply write echo n. It will not display the value of n. You have to write echo $n, and n has been assigned a value 10. The screen will display 10 on the screen. So read statement is used to get input from the keyboard and store the data to the variable. That means if you want to read some variable values or read some data from the screen, then you have to use the read statement. For example, here it is example, echo your first name please. On the screen message will display your first name please, read f name. Now you will enter the name. That name will be stored in the variable f name. Now screens display echo hello $f name. Now focus on $f name. F name is the variable where that name you have entered on the screen is stored, but dollar will give that value to you. Hello $f name, let's be friend. After that I will run one code of reading and echo. Now I will explain echo and read statement with one example in online editor. For this editor, link have been given in description box. This is a code. Echo what is your name? So name will be entered by the user. and it will store in the variable name. Then echo, how do you do that? Name value will be displayed on the screen. Then again one variable is read, and message I am $2 will displayed on the screen. Now I will run this code. You click on this run button. Now you can see what is your name. So I have typed Nitika, that will be stored in variable name. Next, how do you do Nitika? Next, another variable is read by this. So I am entering Ruhi. I am Ruhi too. So this is the output screen which is explaining the echo and read statement. In the next video I will explain loop structure and conditional statement, how to write, and with one example of each statement of shell programming. Thank you.